Yeah.
You know, the whole mix is pretty good, but lately I'm really digging the corn chips.
The corn chips, yeah.
Usually the Ringolos get me, but today it's corn chips.
And this is a slightly different one that we normally grab too.
Huh.
I usually grab the other.
Oh.
Hey, how's it going, hosters?
Oh,
Now
wow, that's embarrassing.
Hey, talking about the corn chips, and next thing you know, they all pull up.
All right, well, welcome back to the Hoser Hut.
Another interesting night, I think, here in the hut.
I gotta say, tonight is one. I've been looking forward to it for a couple weeks. Basically,
now, yeah.
we're gonna try a brew tonight that we just found out about.
Yeah. I mean, I think, honestly, it was the last episode
It was.
where we just started talking about it. I saw
Yeah.
something in the store.
I've been looking forward to it ever since.
Yeah.
And
Well, let's recap that moment so you can find out exactly what the heck we're talking about. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Actually, I saw that today. First time I've seen it. Maybe this is a new product as of today. I don't know. Maybe I'm unschooled. Have you seen Guinness Zero?
What?
It has
Like
a blue label.
non-alcoholic or light? Like, what's the zero?
I don't know. I didn't pick it up because I was afraid, but it had a blue label. I was afraid. I saw it. I was like,
Guinness Zero.
Guinness Zero.
Okay, I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna just.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
has a
Google this
blue
shit.
label. It has like a blue thing on it. I just saw it. Was it today or I don't know, the other day?
Guinness Zero. What?
See?
No, it's non-alcoholic.
Oh, really?
So it's a non-alcoholic Guinness. Indulge in the same exquisitely smooth taste, flawlessly balanced flavor, and captivate. Okay, you know what? That is an episode, man. We're gonna, because they're saying it tastes the same.
Yeah.
We're doing a comparison.
We're doing a comparison episode.
They're explicitly saying, indulge in the same exquisitely smooth taste, flawless balanced flavor, and captivating dark color that Guinness is renowned for. So that's a challenge. And I look forward to checking this out.
Hops and hosers.
Okay, so why don't we preface this with the fact that we're doing a side-by-side tonight, and we are going to look at what Guinness has to claim on the actual can here. Let's see. It's a non-alcoholic draft. Contains less than 0.05% alcohol. Non-alcoholic beer with natural flavors. What else does it say on the can anywhere?
Chill, open, pour, enjoy, wherever, whenever. And this has been chilled. They're nice and cold, as Guinness is supposed to be served.
Yep.
Nice and cold.
Yep. I'm just having a quick look, see if I can do any other immediate comparisons. Honestly, it's funny enough. There's more ingredients listed on the Zero than there is actually on the original draft here.
Yeah.
We have just contains barley and served cold. And over here we actually have a list of ingredients which says non-alcoholic beer, water, malted barley, roasted barley, hop extract, sugars, fructose syrup, natural flavor, hop extracts, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. That's obviously.
And beyond that, we also have the nutrition facts on here.
Yeah.
Which maybe because it's not classified as a beer, legally they probably have to have that on there.
Could be too. Yeah. And you
That's
see
my
the
guess,
18
right?
plus, 19 plus.
So you see, it shows you the calories, the fat, the carbs, all that good stuff. Basically, anyone who cares, 70 calories and 0% fat, 3% carbs, 1% sodium.
Yeah.
Everything else is zero on here.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so which one do you want to open?
Okay. Forget
which
the
one
magic.
do you want me to do?
I'm not David Copperfield.
Or do we need to Beaver Moose Canard this one?
Ooh, Beaver Moose Canard.
Beaver Moose Canard.
Oh, he canarded my beaver. He canarded my beaver. Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm going to be bold.
All right, so let's not get them mixed up as we pour. So I'm setting you aside with your little glass over here.
It's here. And yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Now,
You want to do this completely, like simultaneously head to head?
yeah, now the only thing is, well, we'll have to kind of pick it up on our mic, and we won't have the extra footage where we have what it looks like in the can. But honestly, I think
You know what this? You're supposed to crack
crack
and
it
pour
and pour
right
it
away.
anyways, right? So, yeah, you're gonna get it as close as you can over there.
All right.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I will say this is a little darker, I think, in the head than what I'm.
It does look
used
a little
to.
bit darker.
Looks a little bit more I don't know.
You know what,
It's
though?
It's a different beige. It's a slightly different beige.
If I didn't know what you had and I just looked over, I'd say, yeah, you just poured yourself a Guinness.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Look at that head.
Oh.
That is a beautiful, classic Guinness creamy head.
Yep. Now, one thing I am noticing too, the difference thing is the ombres.
That's
and
not
you can
happening
clearly
at all.
see that here. You can see.
We don't
it
even
at
need
home.
to zoom in on a smaller camera, man.
See, so here's your original versus what you have in the.
And that makes, well, no.
no,
I can say that makes sense, but
Well, I mean,
doesn't.
that's probably a different brewing process, maybe, and maybe some of the things. I don't know.
yeah, because they both got the nitro in there, right? They got the little, what do they call it? The widget.
The widget, yeah.
Yeah, the heads, honestly, are remarkably similar.
Yep. Yeah.
Minimal difference.
Hold them up.
They're completely opaque, both of them.
Now, I will say, though, I think the zero does look darker to me. Because look, there's still like there's
Slightly.
that ambery, almost caramely
Well,
color that I.
Yeah, but there's still some movement happening here. That's going to lighten that up a bit, right? So you got to look at the bottom.
Yeah.
I still think you're right. It's a little bit darker.
I think it's just just a shade darker. Not completely different.
It's those engineers.
Okay, host heads. What year was the Guinness Draught first brewed? 1821, 1959, or 1759? Stay tuned. It does smell different to me.
I'm getting less of the coffee vanilla sort of undertones.
Yep. More of the beer.
Yeah.
Like there's more of the maybe the barley maybe.
Yeah, there is something. There's a really unusual note in there.
Yeah, something that doesn't necessarily come up in.
What is that?
I don't.
I mean, this is going to sound terrible, but it's almost like Windex.
Yeah, there is something
Right?
chemically,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
There is something chemically about it. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, who knows? I mean, this our opinion, but I mean, that's what I'm. I don't know if I agree with Windex, but I definitely agree with something chemical.
well, not specifically, but it's in that family, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like it's
ammonia type.
yeah, like a cleaner, some kind of mild cleaner. It's a weird
Okay.
weird aroma.
Yeah. Yeah,
But that's
it's definitely
that's with my nose in the glass. Like it's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
the room
no,
smells.
No, exactly not. No. I'm okay.
I'm going
I'm
in.
going
man.
in. Cheers.
Slante. Well, okay. It does not have the texture.
No, but
Like that. You know what? I mean, I will say, first impression, it doesn't have that same creamy kind of texture to it.
no, it's
But
not as thick. It's not.
But
as,
aside from that, the flavor is actually pretty close. If you imagine this flavor, but with that texture,
you know what I was just gonna say. It feels like, and I know it's a zero, so yeah, they make it non-alcoholic. And I don't want to hear the jokes here on this one because I'm gonna say it feels like a watered down version, right? It feels like it's been watered down. Like
Yeah.
it does feel like it's been thinned out a little.
the flavor is matching in all its notes. But yeah, it's not nearly as
Robust.
present. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as. Yeah, it's almost like, well, I guess that's technically what it is. It's Guinness Light. Right?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's the
They're just
texture
calling
that
it zero. It's like Guinness Light.
losing the texture is huge because that's the Guinness thing,
Right?
right? There are lots
I'm
of
gonna go
stouts
back
that
to this
taste
one.
great.
Yeah. See, and there is an aroma difference. There is an aroma difference. I'll tell you that comes.
Yeah, the zero is really lacking that sort of aftertaste that lingers for a few seconds, right? That's not there at all.
No.
And yeah, when you come up for the sip, right there, you get that smell.
Yep. What year was the Guinness Draught first brewed? 1959. If you guessed 1759, well, that was the date that this brewery was established. And Guinness Draught was actually created as a celebration of the 200th anniversary of Arthur Guinness signing that 9,000-year lease on St. James Gate Brewery and starting a tradition of well-made beer. Good job, Arthur. And this concludes Hoosehead Trivia Time.
If you're someone who likes or liked stout, Guinness specifically, and for whatever reason you are no longer drinking alcohol, this is a great route for you to go. This is going to be better than any other, or better subjectively than any other non-alcoholic beer I have tried, which is not a lot, but there, some. I've had a few.
Now, one thing I don't remember, because you actually picked up this case, and I didn't remember when I was in there looking at it. What is the price point difference?
I honestly don't remember.
We should look something like that up. Folks, if you know, comment.
It'll be on the screen. Wing, 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 wing.
Leave a comment below.
I think it was pretty similar, but I really don't remember. I was so excited that I saw it because it's been like a couple of weeks almost, and I'm like, I gotta find this stuff. Well, it's not like I was hunting it, but it was in my head, and I'm like, it's here, and I just scooped it up.
So, if you're making, say, a nice caramely, ice creamy note float, I think it actually has a name. You start to add beers with ice cream. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called offhand. But you know what? A nice French vanilla with this, I think would be fine, and it would obviously be able to be served amongst multiple different age groups, being the fact that it's a non-alcoholic beverage. Also with cooking, maybe you're doing beer chicken or something.
Yeah, you're
like
making
that,
a stew or something.
And you're adding that Guinness in. You don't have to, and you're worried about, am I going to cook off the alcohol or not, or whatever.
I don't got to worry about it.
Here, take this. Take that factor out of your mindset if you're worried about it for whatever reason, and I think you'll get a pretty similar result.
I could see having this if I didn't feel like drinking that night or whatever, I could see having this with a nice charred steak or something, just as a drink, as a soft drink.
Yeah.
I'd take that over a cola.
Hands down.
I mean, I'm not a big pop drinker to begin with, right? But yeah.
Yep. Hands down. Yeah, absolutely. If this came up as an option for me, if it was out to dinner somewhere and they're like, hey, you want a Guinness Zero?
Yeah.
You got Guinness Zero? I'll take one of those.
Yeah. All right, so if we rate it, giving it no concessions for the fact that it is in the zero alcohol class, we'll just treat it as a beer and rate it that way.
I'm just rating it strictly as a beer.
All right.
Not necessarily as a comparative. As a comparative is it the same? No. Are you going to be happy with it if you're looking for something a little lighter, but reminiscent of it? Because why are you searching? Honestly, what's the point here? If you're going for a Guinness, you go for a Guinness. If you're looking for something because it's non-alcoholic, if you're trying to reduce whatever factors, that's why you're going for something like this.
In that case, it's a win.
In that case, it's an absolute win.
But as a beer, I'm sitting at a 1.
Okay, well, it's light. I don't know if I'll go quite that low, honestly. I'm probably in the 2.5 maybe.
This might be our biggest rating gap yet.
Yeah. And here's why. Because it still, to me, has... I've had actual beer. I'm saying actual beer. It's a beer. But an alcoholic beer. I've had alcoholic beer that I've liked a hell of a lot less.
That is true.
Than this.
Yeah.
I would default to say, you know what? Like I said, if you mentioned it earlier, if you offered this up to me as an alternative to a pop at
But that's not how we're rating it. We're rating it as a beer.
But I'm rating it as a drink, right? As a beer, and as a beer, I've had worse. So and the flavor profile. Okay, so if
I've definitely had worse. I find the smell a little off-putting. It's not terrible, but
no,
it's enough.
I'll absolutely agree with you there.
It's enough that it brings it down, and it does have a watered-down quality that is there for me. That's why I'm giving it a low rating. But I do think they did a great job. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll go to 1.5, actually. 1.5.
And you know what? Honestly, you reminded me of that smell, so I'm going to bring mine down to 2.
Okay.
So I'm not
so much for the big gap.
Well, but still, that's actually not...
Yeah, because I judged it fairly harshly, and then I took another sip, and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
The flavor profile is okay.
Yeah.
It is. It absolutely feels like something.
You know what?
Was watered
I'm
down.
a 4. Screw it. No.
This guy. No.
I'd say a solid effort.
Yeah.
Great offering.
Yeah.
I won't be. Well, maybe I might buy it again, but I really doubt it.
No, personally,
Unless I'm having someone over, if it's for guests or something, I might have it around.
Here's my recommendation on it. I'm not searching this out. So personally, I'm not buying it again. Unless, A, you're right, you're looking for someone who wants a non-alcoholic beer, or B, if there's a reason specifically why I'm searching personally for it, then you know what? Well, if I can't have this anymore, I might reach for one of these.
Yes, I am on board with that. If I, for whatever reason, could not or chose not to have alcohol or Guinness.
Yep.
Yeah. I think so.
In that case, I think we rate it as an alternative beer.
If we're rating it as an alternative, I'm giving it a solid 4. Because they do a bang-up job of what they do with it. They really do. Like, I did not expect it to be that similar.
No.
See, I sound like such a hypocrite. Like, it's different it's similar in so many ways, but for me, the things where it's different are so important.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange to talk about it because
they
did a great job, and it is a good flavor match.
Yeah,
but it's still completely different.
No, I think in flavor profile, they've absolutely...
They did fantastic.
They did fantastic.
And why would they not? They're Guinness.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if I would go up as high. See, here's where I'm going to differ with you.
All right.
Okay? Because, his range went from a 1.5 to a 4.
Yep.
My range is mine's range is only between, say, a 2 and maybe a 3. I'm at a 3 on that high end. Because, again... and you mentioned it specifically. I think they have a good flavor profile in here, something that is reminiscent of here. But I think there's just too much stretch between the two for me to rate it any higher. Like there's so much about this that I love in texture.
Yeah. See, my 4 wasn't based on that comparison. It was comparing this to other non-alcoholics, and in that
aspect,
that's where I was coming from.
All right, so compared to other non-alcoholics, I can maybe see it going a smidge higher, but I'm still thinking I'm not even gonna change my mind on that. I'm just gonna stay in that range because I don't have that often anyways.
Yeah,
I'm between a 2 and a 3.
Yeah, sweet.
Cool. So here's the thing: how do we average that out? What do we put on Untappd?
I think we just go with if it were a beer, that's the rating.
If it were a beer.
I think that's the fairest way to do it, really, right?
Yep. Well,
but with a comment that, well...
But say if you were to average out our scores. If you were to average out our scores, right? We got 1.5 and a 2, we've got a 3 and a 4. Where does that land us? What's the median?
All 4 of those? Okay, so what was it? We got 1.5 and 2, that's 3.5. And then we had, 3?
3.
6.5. And a 4, 10.5, divided by 4 is going to be 2.6 something. 2.6. Which, okay, you know what? It's a 2.6. I'm actually happy with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Taking into consideration everything, because it is more complicated rating this.
Yeah, because it's not a typical beer.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
2.6 sounds about right.
2.6.
Man.
Except I'm not drinking the 2.6, I'm drinking the Guinness, which is fine.
The Guinness Zero is not a zero. As a non-alcoholic drink, it's quite the hero. Though the texture is janky, the flavor is stanky, let's give a shout out to this non-alcoholic stout. Let's give a shout out to this non-alcoholic stout.
We'll see you next time, Mosers.